Welcome to the Young Dreamers series. As you know, the iDream Society is really all about empowering artistry, and I'm really excited to get this one going. We're located in the San Gabriel Valley. I got to go to high school with this young lady's auntie. I've kind of got to see her grow online, do things, and it's been really fun to see her as an artist just continue to bloom and grow. ArmonieJAY.
Hello. We finally made it together.
We finally made it here. We're getting to sit down. Thank you for bringing us into your creative space.
Of course.
So tell us where we're at. Where are we at?
So we are at the Compound Studios. This is my home studio, Jackpot Entertainment Studios. This is where I get busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is my home away from home, for sure.
So now let's back it up. Like, what gave you the dream of singing?
So when I was younger, I had this Christmas play, and I was like in kindergarten. I didn't have parents that grew up with that were together.
Mm-hmm.
So as a little kid, you want to figure out how to get your parents in the same room. I had this Christmas play, and they all showed up. And at that time, at that age, you're not looking at it like, oh, this is why. But that sparked something in me to be like, okay, well, maybe if I just do a little more talent shows or something, like then we could all be together and just hang out or whatever. And from there, I just kept dibbing and dabbing in little things that would give me those opportunities. And it got me this far.
Wow, that's cool. So it was more about what it did for you as family.
Yeah, I'm big on family.
More than like it being a certain artist that you saw singing or something like that.
Right. I listened to music, but I never was like the type that had like, oh, this is my idol, or I'm a huge fan of this person. I've always looked at people like we're all the same. Always looked at people like that. So it was really, for me personally, something about family and getting people together. Mm-hmm. And then as you get older, you just start learning what your voice is doing for people and the emotions you're bringing out of people and all that stuff. It just it meant so much to me. I know now why it meant so much, but back then I didn't know why I was so attached to it.
So you were always good at singing?
No.
No?
I wasn't always good at singing. I mean, I don't think I was always good at singing.
Okay.
It took me, because I never had vocal lessons. And so, like, I got a single mom, even single dad, they're both working and stuff. Like, it costs money. Even now, I'm like, vocal lessons is a lot.
Yeah.
But I used to just mimic India.Arie songs or Jill Scott songs. I'm just mimicking Beyonce. I'm mimicking all these different styles. And then once I started filming myself, when the webcam started to be a big thing, I told my aunt, like, well, I keep seeing people on YouTube and they're like making YouTube videos, so I'm gonna sing and I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna be a singer. And so I did that, and
I love it.
Never stopped.
So that was the growth, just doing it online, doing it yourself. Okay, so in the era that we're in, where you're putting stuff online, that means you're open up now to a whole different side of comment culture.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? What was that like? I'm sure you got some type of whack comment at some point.
Over time, I've gotten like crazy comments. I actually, at a young age, I look at people's interviews. I look at documentaries. If you're putting knowledge out there, I'm a student. So I like to look at those things to what to be aware of. People always say, oh, I don't read the comments, because at a young age, I knew people say mean things. Yeah. So I'm not going to indulge in something that I know will make me mad, and I can't fight everybody. And I've had those moments of immaturity where I'm like, I'm going to comment back to you, I'm going to clap back to you, but I don't get nothing from it.
Yeah.
And I tiptoed into all that stuff. So at that young age, I was on YouTube, but not that invested into social media. It wasn't until 9th grade that I got on Facebook. Okay. When I'm in high school and stuff like that. So as far as comments, I didn't pay attention to all that stuff, and I wasn't too into that world to where, like how now, like you got 10-year-olds vlogging and stuff, playing with toys. I wasn't that into it. I just upload my video and that's it.
But good for you on that.
Yeah.
Because that allowed you to just create.
Exactly.
And cook. And you were more concerned about the video you were making.
I was critiquing the hell out of myself. Excuse my language.
Yeah, no. So that was, so as you were looking at stuff, what did you start to notice about yourself? Like,
so for me, they have artist development, right? And I always felt like, and I always say this, like, I've been ArmonieJAY before I met a lot of people. I've already been her. So I could go through artist development, but artist development is appearance and is interviewing, how you talk and this. So when I would watch my videos, it's like, I don't like how I sit like that. I don't like how this looks. I don't like how this sounds. Okay, I need to speak more about this, or I need to speak less about this. I was critiquing myself, and I developed myself into this person to where when I did approach people on business, it was way easier for them to do more for me because I did so much work on my own. Just, I don't like this, I don't like that. Oh, maybe I should sing that. I still do it to this day. I got better, but I would have like 30 1-minute clips in my in my camera roll. And I'm critiquing all of them. Nope, not good enough. It's like I'm Simon Cowell in my own phone. And I'm like, nope, not gonna make it, not gonna make it. 30 videos, like my whole camera will be just the same image and I'm critiquing and only one makes it.
Yo, but there's something I love so much about that because you're pushing yourself.
Yeah.
You're on your own. Like, that's the biggest thing, like in competition.
Right.
You can compete with everybody, but like Drake is gonna be Drake, they're gonna be, you know what I mean? But you can only compete with you.
Exactly. You're your biggest competition. You're your biggest everything. You could be your biggest hater, your biggest critic, your biggest competition. Like, I just want to beat who I was yesterday. And it's hard.
For sure.
It's hard to be better than who you were yesterday. Like, you could, I had this great interview and had all these questions, the vibe, and then you want your next interview to be like that, and it's like, it's not coming that easy. It's a challenge. I love a challenge.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But I think that's what it is too, incremental growth.
Yeah.
Like in little bits and pieces, but you do gotta hold yourself accountable and be honest. Like, yo, no, this is not it.
Yep.
Like, and if you can say that to yourself, you're better off. What would you say to like the young dreamers out here that are, you know, online, but they're catching comments now and stuff? Like, it's just different. Yeah. You see how it is, like, as you've grown through it, right? Like, just YouTube to now socials.
Yeah, I have, you know, my brand is Worthy by ArmonieJAY. Nobody needs validation. Nobody in this world needs validation. So I feel like, to you guys listening, if you are upcoming anything, nobody has to validate you. That's the most important thing, because I think we look at the comments and we look at what people are saying, or we're, you know, eager to know what are people talking about because we want validation deep down. That's what that is. I got this far without having to deal with the drama, the negativity, and I get discouraged still, but knowing that no one could tell me that I'm great, and then I have, you know, my relationship with God, so once you have your belief or whatever, and you have your relationship, that's all you need. And that saved me a lot of time because I'm able to focus more on my craft. I'm not in competition with no one because nobody is me. Nobody could be in this lane but me because they wouldn't know how to drive in it. So I was able to, like, even with my sound, when people ask me, like, who do you think you sound like? I don't think I sound like anybody. I listen to myself all day. I might listen to a few rap songs, but I listen to myself every single day to where I don't know what new music, ever since 106 and Park got shut down, I don't know what new music is out no more. Like, I be so late, I gotta look on TikTok, like, oh, that's a nice song, because I'm so focused on me and my craft. Like, the outside world is shut out from me at this point.
Good for you.
So that's what people upcoming need to understand. Like, if you have a plan, you want to be a doctor, you want to be a lawyer, stick to that, and just, everybody, if they're not on that same journey with you, they have to go. Yeah. Sooner you realize that, the faster things will go for you as well. Like, that line of journeys.
That's game, but because, like, you know, when you look at certain things from just music in general, if it's R&B, hip hop, whatever, you see a lot of emulation. Yeah. And kind of my version of so-and-so. Right. Or, you know what I mean? And then like Nicki and Cardi, and then all of the other ones that kind of look like Nicki or Cardi or Meg, or, you know what I mean? Or whoever. But they all kind of have this same thing woven through it. For you, like, what is it that through your music you love to like share with people? Is it a feeling? Is it, what is it for you? It's like a feeling. I want people to feel dominant when they're listening to my music, men and women. I want them to feel powerful. Because I grew up listening to, like, I love Mary J. Blige. Keisha Cole has some fire songs. But those two specifically, when I grew up, I used to be like, when I sing, I don't want to make sad songs. Because as a kid, I feel like, I'm a person that really feels a lot. I don't know why I'm so emotional. It's because I'm a Cancer. But, you know, but those songs are so sad. And I'm like, why do breakups always have to be sad? And I've been sad over breakups, but what got me out that funk was me feeling powerful.
And that's why I came up with the song Worthy. That's the wrong song, but but I came up with the song Worthy because I was going through such a hard time at some point in my life over a breakup where I don't feel like I'm worth nothing. I'm just staring out a window, and the only thing getting me up is my son every morning. It's like, why feel like that? And we have to learn how to get ourselves out of that funk and not depend on nobody to pull us out. So.
Yo, and speaking to that as a young mom, doing this and being a mom. Yo, being a mom is a whole
It's a full-time job.
24/7.
No clocking out. Even when you get a break, it's not a break.
There's no break, right? Like parenting is ongoing all the time. What we do with music, you know, the music space is competitive, no guarantees, no nothing. For you, what's it been like in balancing all of the above?
It's been a lot. It could be overwhelming. I have a great village. They say it takes a village. You know, I have a great village. You know some of my family, so we're very, you know, we stuck together. But I just told myself, I had my son when I was 18 years old. I walked my graduation pregnant, and you know, people were mad. People had their thoughts, but I started working when I got pregnant. And I was walking to work, taking the bus to work. And at that time, I wasn't really on my music. I was more so just like, I'm going to be a wife and I'm going to take care of kids. But by the time I was 19 and I started working at Roscoe's on Pico. Okay. I started just going to the studio every Monday. My sister was like, I'll take him, you know, 2 days out the week. That way you could get stuff done. Cause she's like his other dad.
Love it.
So she's very like, I want to see him, whatever. So that helped me. And I just told myself when he gets to a certain age, which he's at that age now, sports, school, it's not that I'm going to put myself after, but I'm also not going to put myself before him either. Like, he has his own life. So what gets overwhelming for me is that, like, now he's in sports and stuff. I want him to make it to practice. He has practice Tuesday through Thursday. How do I go to the studio? And I figure it out. And I don't get some sleep sometimes. Yeah. But it'll be worth it one day, you know, when I'm making income off of my music. That's the goal. Yeah. To be able to be like, okay, I'm gonna have him here and then have somebody bring him here. And he comes to the studio with me, everything. That's why his little Nerf guns are around here. Yeah. Like, I bring him up here and I communicate with my son. And I just, you know, talk him through everything so he doesn't feel like, why? He gets mad, like, why? We can't never be at home, like, or I don't want to go to this, or why you gotta go to the studio again? But I just communicate with him and let him know, like, this is me working so I can have more time with you. Like, and I'll be busy, but I will have more time with you when I'm not having to juggle 30 things all on my own at once. Yeah. But it is overwhelming, and I'm just grateful for the support that I have for it with him. He's really loved, and he's living his best life. Like, that kid is living. I be going through it, but I did a good job because he thinks he's like a superstar.
But there's a lot of power to what you're showing him.
Yeah.
Because he's seeing his mom work on her dream. Exactly. At all times, and the kind of work it takes. Yeah. There's no guarantee in this business.
My little buddy, he sees it firsthand.
Yeah, and he knows like how hard things can be. I think that's super empowering to kids who now can click on something and get it all right away.
Must be nice. Must be nice.
Yo, I'm seeing these buttons right here. Talk me through these real quick.
So these buttons, which one I probably sat on, that's probably why it's like bent.
Is that the one?
No, it's that one. That one was a mirror in the back. But this button is my nephew. We call him Deuce, Devontae Parker II. He actually passed away in 2019. He had SIDS. Oh, wow. So he passed away at 5 months. And then that's his twin sister on that one. Her name is Nova. And that's what I titled my EP this year, Nova, after her, because when he passed away, something happened. Like, at that point, you always go through moments where you're like, I want to give it up. Yeah. I don't want to do this no more. Like, I'm tired. You always go through those points. But when this happened, like a couple months before he passed, my great-grandmother passed. And she's like the anchor of our family, like super close, especially my aunt, like super close. Such a beautiful soul. Like, oh, I just love her so dearly. She passed away March of 2019. He passed away August of 2019. But when he passed away, it was like I said, I had my relationship with God, but that was a moment where I actually didn't question God, but I was like taken aback because I'm like, dang, I prayed and I've been doing good. I've been doing my devotionals and I'm feeling good today, and this happened, and I was so confident that it was just a lesson to be learned. It wasn't actually something that was gonna, happen like that, and it did. And I was over it. Like I was ready to just, I don't really care about the music like that. Like not that I didn't care about that. When someone takes something from you, it's like I don't wanna do anything no more. Like I have no control over my life is what it feels like. And you don't. You are supposed to let God control it, and you don't understand everything, and that's okay. But there was a moment where I was sitting in the studio with my producer Dyson at the time, and I used to always carry these, and when I was creating that EP, I actually titled it 22. So that way I can have the deuce basically in it for him. And I dropped it in February of 2020. Like I wanted all these twos in it. And I just told myself, you know what? Because I'll go in the studio and I'll be emotional and I'll cry. And you might not hear it on the track, but I really put my feelings into it, my soul into all the music that I make. Even if it's fun, I'm purposely making it fun for you. But when he passed away, I'm like, you know what? Seeing my sister go through that and how hurt she was, and knowing that there's no money that could ever make her feel better. Even if I got $1 million tomorrow, she's not gonna sit here and be like, okay, I'm great now. Her and her boyfriend. Like, to see that, I just knew that this is gonna be my drive. This is gonna be my push when I'm ready to give up, because I need to use my platform for something bigger than me. I need to help people. I need to help people heal. I need to touch people. I need to bring emotions out. I need to, like, that was what I put on myself, all because of losing him. It just pushed me. Something happened, and it just pushed me, and 2020 was a heck of a year. Yeah. It was a heck of a year based off of that EP from him.
Yeah, but that also is like, as you're saying that, I can hear how his life was for that, to like, you know, he's with you in as you cook right now, as you create, as you inspire others. You know what I mean?
I actually have this portrait of him that I got, like I think a couple months after he passed, and I always say I got it close to my heart. You know, so I give him a little kiss sometimes. But I was very close. Like me and my sister, I have 9 siblings, and me and her, we're very close. Been that way since we were younger. So when she had her twins, like I would go over there and be with them and stuff like that. Like I have videos of just me and him waking up with him and stuff. Yeah. So it was just like, it was very heartbreaking. And it puts you in this space where it's like, it's really not about you. That's where I realized it wasn't about me, because that's not my son. Mm-hmm. So as hurt as I am and heartbroken, somebody is way more hurt than me. Yeah. And you could look at life like that. Like you could be going through something, you could be broke right now, but somebody's probably broker. You could be hungry, somebody's probably hungrier. So that's the push for me, that there's somebody probably doing worse than me. And if I can help myself, then eventually I could reach my hand back out and help somebody else. And that's always been my main goal.
I love it. I love it. You on your way, sis. It's exciting to see, you know, like it's easy to get consumed by things we see, or things that hit us online, or unnecessary comments, or unnecessary phone calls, or whatever that is. Yeah. And those things can feed into us, but it's so cool to see how, as I'm talking to you, like, that's kind of like whatever you know what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah. I always tell the guys and stuff, like here at Jackpot, I'm like, I can't take this money with me when I go. So all these glitz and glamour and stuff, it's cute, right? Everybody loves that stuff, but it doesn't mean anything to me. I don't care. Who knows if I'll even be running my Instagram account when I make it. I might just say I like these pictures and do what you want to do with them, because I love living in my life. I really do. I don't want to be worried about comments, rumors. People have said mean things to me, and it has stuck. It made me feel away. Like, I'll share this. I've had, you know, because I'm a young woman, and I was doing this by myself at first before, you know, I met my family, you know, so. I remember being in the studio, this is actually in 2020, and I was in the studio, and the studio I was recording at, there was like other girls there singing and stuff, and it became like they try to make me go against other women in there, like, oh, well, this artist is better than this, and I was like, ain't no competition. I'm doing my own thing. Like I said, this is my lane, so it was that, and I remember this comment that this man made, and he said, the only reason you're gonna make it is because people want to sleep with you. And that, I never spoke on it, but every time I talk about it, it actually hurts my feelings, because I didn't choose this space, you know? I didn't choose the face. So that's one problem. Like,
I'm here, this is it.
Yeah, like, so you're blaming me for something I didn't choose? Like, that was weird. But other than that, on a serious note, it's like, I work so hard. You know, my dad is a pastor, and I'm not perfect. I had a baby, I had a wedlock, and I was like, right. I'm not perfect, but I made it my thing to never sit here and be like, a lot of the girls like, oh, cute producer, I'm gonna get a free beat, I'm gonna just go sit on his lap, or oh, I'm gonna do this. If you ever see me with somebody, it's because I love them. It's because I really want to be with them. I really like them. But other than that, business has always been business for me. And I've dealt with a lot of people using my career, using my son to try to sleep with me. So for someone that sees me in the studio with my child from 10 a.m. to the next morning, 10 a.m., leave for an hour, shower, come back, and to say, oh, the only reason you're going to make it is because people want to sleep with you. But I didn't choose to be beautiful, but you ain't got to hate on me for it. Like, you see I'm doing now. If I was a girl out here just, you know, flowing around and stuff, I get it, but haters, you know, so hearing stuff like that is why I really don't care for comments. You know, thank you. I see my friends comment, I'll chat back, but I don't care for comments. And if you know me, we'll talk.
Yeah.
Like, don't ask me about no Instagram stuff. Did you see? No, because if we knew each other well enough, I would have saw whatever you're talking about, or you wouldn't even be asking me about that. But that really, like, things like that have discouraged me as a young woman. You know, producers, big people in the industry, they're like, to me, they're, I call them opportunity blockers. Because of whatever your agenda is or your motive is, you're going to stop me from getting this opportunity because you wanted to do something with me. What type of person are you?
Yeah.
What type of man are you? What type of woman are you to sit here and want to use me in that way? So you take my career and say, well, I could do this for you, but are you business or are you fun? I'm business. And see, that's where your faith comes in. That's where your relationship with God comes in, and that's where you know your worth. And you say, dang, this is a producer that worked with this big artist. A lot of young people, you need to hear this. A lot of young people are gonna think, this is my opportunity. If the opportunity doesn't work out for you, it wasn't your opportunity. God taught me that. God has everything planned out for me, and that's what keeps me going. My mom says I have a lot of faith, which I do, because when things walk by faith, not by sight, is on my foot. Because when things are looking bad, I have to walk by faith, and things always work out with prayer, you know, and fasting and things like that. Like, if the opportunity didn't work out for me, as big as it might be, it wasn't my opportunity. And because I know I'm destined for greatness, I'll get a better opportunity, because why should any good opportunity make me feel less than, or make me feel like, you know, it takes away from my values, my morals. Like, if I'm uncomfortable and I really feel away, like, the guys hate it because they think I'm a diva. But I'm the only girl around Jackpot, so I really be on it like, why are you hanging out with him? Why are you paying him? Why are you doing that with her? Like, nah, they got it, and they do. Take the time to see that. I told you I feel things. Like, I'm not no psychic or nothing, but you feel those things. Like, I know real when I see it, and I know a good opportunity when I see one. So that's why my journey has been, my dad said that, your journey's gonna be longer because you're trying to do it the right way. All right, I prepared for that for years. So this process, I just been gaining so much knowledge, and that's nice. When you know how to do things, or when you know what to say, it feels better and it flows easier. But those things were so discouraging. And
is that what you would have said got you, like, we're here at Jackpot Studios, Deshaun Jackson. How did you connect with him? How did he become aware of your incredible ability?
It is so crazy how things work out. Like, even me and you just sitting here, like, you know, my aunt and stuff. Like, Monrovia is a small place. When I tell people, oh yeah, I was born in Monrovia, they're like, what is that? I'm like, Azusa, like, I don't know, go towards Pasadena, you know, trees, mountains, no. Bears fighting and stuff. And all.
Yeah, we in it for that.
But I was working, and I used to, like I said, I was by myself doing music. So I used to play my music videos on the TV at work. And he would come in, and my friend at the time knew him, so she would chit-chat, whatever. And he said, like, oh, you know, I'm a manager. His name is Tracy. He's like, oh, I'm a manager or whatever. So at the time, you know, I'm going through all this stuff, people saying stuff, whatever. I'm like, oh, okay, well, here's my video. Have a good day. See you later, whatever. So he would keep coming back. He kept coming back, and he's like, you know, my cousin, Deshaun Jackson, mind you, I didn't watch football. So I'm like, that stuff does not get to me. Like, if it's not in my account, I don't care. If I'm not the person, then I don't care. Like, okay, your cousin got a label. He showed me Brody is another one of our artists.
Okay.
Yeah, he's 16, and yeah, we was looking for a female artist to be a part of the team, yada, 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 right? So I'm like, okay, well, my friend, I used to tell her to act like my manager so people could, you know, be a little more serious with me. And that ended up, like, nothing happened with that. And a couple months go by, I wasn't working there no more. He gets in contact with her. You still got that friend that sing? Like, yeah, she working at this studio now, whatever. So I didn't hear from him. Mind you, I heard from one of his friends, we call him C-Boy. And he came to that studio I used to work at, and my friend at the time was like, oh yeah, he works with Jackpot or whatever. Like, you should have him come listen to your songs. So I'm like, all right. He came in the studio, I had him sit down just like this, and I just played my music. And he's just like, we looking for a female artist, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, whatever. So he like, I'm about to text my homie right now. And he said, he called him Spody. So I'm like, Spody? I'm like, is this who you talking about? And I showed him an Instagram. He was like, yeah, that's my homie. We got this label, our cousin Deshaun Jackson, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, I know him already. He was like, wait a minute, what'd you say your name was? I said, ArmonieJAY. He was like, hold on. He look in his text. He goes to this link in his text, it's my Instagram. He said, this is you? I'm like, yeah. He's like, we been talking about you. He said, Tracy was the one that said, no, this is the girl. Mind you, C-Boy said, oh, I was thinking of a different girl, whatever. I always get on him about that. But he was like, I was thinking of a different girl, but are you the one? I'm finna tell him. Like, I'm like, yeah, I already know him. He was like, so it's meant to be. You the pot. That's what he said. You the pot. Like, it's meant to be. I'm like, yeah, contract. Let's get contract. Let's talk business and stuff. And who's this Deshaun Jackson, right? Yeah. Like, who's this football player? You hear all these things about football players, right? So they set up this live, and they wanted people to get on his live and sing or rap or whatever, right? I get on the live. They're like, no, get her on your live. I sing for Deshaun. And this is right around the time that, not too long after my nephew died. 2019 was when he passed. I think I started getting in conversation with them around like early 2020.
Okay.
And I sung on his live, and he was like, yeah, you got a nice voice. And I always say Deshaun saw me out of a crowd. Like, I always tell him that. Thank you for picking me out of a crowd. Because I was never the girl to win. Oh, I hope I don't cry. But I was never the girl to win things. Talent shows, I didn't win. That's when you say, oh, you always felt like you could sing? No. There was always girls better than me. There was always girls that looked better. There was always guys that were more prepared. Like, I never won anything. So for this superstar to pick me out just by singing on live, it meant so much to me. And he's just always been so supportive. And then you get these, and I'm gonna just be real and transparent, you get these conversations about people with his status, right? Football player, like you got guys telling me, oh, this is the only reason you're gonna make it. When I tell you that man didn't even live out here at the time, I didn't even meet him when I first got with Jackpot. We were just on the phone, but he would check on me. You good? Anything going on with the guys? You better tell me. Like, as far as his team, like if they not doing their job, you better tell me. And I'm like, I don't want no problems, but let me tell you about. No, I'm just kidding. But he used to check on me, and he just was always like, so what is your goal? My vision became his vision, as his vision became my vision. And that's how we were able to work this far to where I've had this freedom. He's providing this space for me to record, and getting to know him as a person really changed my perspective on people like him. And everybody's not like him. He called himself one of one or whatever. So I guess he's special or whatever. But I really, really appreciate him for respecting me, for being patient with me. Like I said, I'm the only girl, so they're not used to that. It's different having to deal with a woman and you can't get rid of her, you know? That's way different than you deal with women and it's like, okay, she get on my nerves. But we all grew with each other. We came such a long way. I think it's been 2 years now. Okay. And so that's how I came about with being with them, and they can't get rid of me.
I love it. I love it because it was for you.
Yeah, exactly.
You did the work.
It was
and
for
it
me.
Came that way.
It's just crazy how it worked out. Like, nothing screams, this is the route that I need to be going. Like, even when things were going, not even bad, but you have your ups and downs with your labels or companies or whatever, businesses. When we had our downs, I fought through it. I prayed through it. I prayed for all of them. Like, this really became my family. Like, I could talk about these guys, but y'all can't talk about them. You know, like, I would, even when they were feeling like discouraged, like, oh, whatever. Deshaun is a NFL superstar. Future Hall of Famer. I want to mark that for him, People don't respect his business sometimes, and I'm just being honest. And if somebody wants to venture into some type of business, it would be nice if people would appreciate that they're just doing their best. I'm giving the side eye for a reason, but a lot of people would not help him out. So for this football player who's done nothing but study football all his life, like I've done nothing but study music all my life, he's trying to help people and put his hand out to help this person, but still figuring things out. We all just been able to grow with each other. Yeah. And I'm just so grateful for the opportunity to be around like such genuine people. Before I actually made that step to be a part of Jackpot, I prayed about it. And I sat on it for 2 weeks before responding to him and saying like, yeah, I'm for it. because I really wanted God to lead me in the right direction and put me with the right people, because I know how I could get out here. And so every time I get into something, it's always like, God, if this is for me, it will work out. If this is for me, you will allow it. If this is for me, and he allowed it, all right. So I'm like, it must be for me.
Yeah.
It's going to come with some things, but this was for me. I have to stay here even when it's bad.
I love it. Armonie, I appreciate this convo because I know this is something that they're going to get to run back and really look at and see why they can continue on doing it and see that it's possible.
It's possible.
I appreciate this. This is super inspiring for a lot of young dreamers.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, like, I mean, I know your auntie, but this is like a whole different, I'm so, you
didn't know she had me tucked.
Everything. No. Yeah, right?
They did a good job with me.
Yeah.
They did a good job with all of us. We are a village. Like, my mom's side, my dad's side, we are a village, very close. If you're gonna have to come to one of our picnics and stuff, like,
yeah, I gotta pull. They're
gonna be like, Chris, you want a plate? What you want? My auntie might try to flirt with you or something, not that one, but you know, you're gonna be real comfortable. But oh yeah, we've had my great grandmother, like, she's from the South. She was born in Mississippi, so that Southern like hospitality has always been in all of us. Like, I'm not the average little light-skinned girl with a pretty face. I didn't even always have a pretty face or straight teeth. I took a lot of years of braces and stuff. But that Southern hospitality, I'm a domesticated woman still, cleaning and cooking and listening and, you know, conversation, communication, and expressing yourself and calmness. Like, all those things that she instilled in all of us just trickle down. Yeah. And hopefully it keeps trickling down. You know, my son he's a tough cookie, but he has a good mom.
He gonna see it from his mama.
I'm gonna get on him.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
far, so good.
Nah, thanks. This has been amazing.
Thank you.
You be in your feelings, you just need some healing. You don't know what real is, you don't know what love is missing. You be in your feelings, you just need some